Hi and welcome to Joseph's Kitchen. Today is going to be something different. Today I'm going to be featuring somebody else's recipe. It's going to be a taste test slash demo or taste test demonstration for a recipe that we found online. This is actually my husband's request. So he really wants for me to make this. He really wants this. At first I was wanting to do a different type of pumpkin bread, but today we are going to be using, we're going to be making cinnamon pumpkin bread, pumpkin pull-apart bread. It's going to be, it looks really good, and Jason, my husband's really excited for it. I'm going to be linking the original poster's link down below, including the recipe. And anyway, let's get started. Here are the ingredients. And so we'll melt the butter until it's nice and brown. It's on medium heat, and once that's done, we'll add in the milk. Alright, so you want to stir constantly while the butter melts. Once our butter has browned like that, we can add in the milk. Half a cup of milk. Alright, and let's put it back on the heat. Alright, that's good. Alright, so we're finally going to use our standing mixer. We're going to use the dough hook and attach it on. Okay, and we are going to pour our milk and butter mixture in it. Oh, oops, let it cool. Okay, we just want it warm, we don't want it to be hot. So we're gonna let that cool. And then once that's cool, we're going to add the yeast and the sugar. So you can tell it's warm if you touch this spatula onto the back of your hand. And now it's time to add sugar and yeast. So we'll add 1/4 cup sugar and our yeast. We're using active dry yeast. So I've stirred in the yeast and sugar together with the butter milk mixture. I'm just gonna let it set until it's proofed. You'll see once it starts to bubble up and it's ready for use. Alright, so once your yeast has proofed, it looks like that, all foamy, you can add in your flour. And then your salt. Okay, I added in the salt, and then we're gonna add 3/4 cup of our pumpkin puree. Okay, so once that's all added, we have our pumpkin in there. We're going to stir until it's all nice and combined. So I'm just using this dough paddle attachment, and I put it on stir. And we're gonna add 1/2 cup more of our bread flour. so it looks like that now. Then we're gonna add the other half. All right, so boil some water. We're gonna use that later to proof the dough. You'll know your dough is ready once it looks like that. And we are going to transfer it to a lightly oiled pan. So we're going to transfer the dough into this lightly oiled pan. Alright, so we're going to place our boiling water, or the water that we boiled, inside an oven, and on top of that we placed our dough in the oiled pan. And we're going to leave that there until the dough has doubled in size. Alright, so while we are waiting for the dough to finish proofing, we're going to melt this butter and brown it again, and then we're going to add our sugar, cinnamon, and nutmeg in it. Alright, so I added in the white sugar into the brown melted butter, and I mixed it all together so you can see it's all clumped up, and the butter is mixed very well into the sugar. And then we add the cinnamon and nutmeg and mix them together again. Alright, so we're going to add 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, add half a teaspoon of nutmeg. Mix until all incorporated, and then we're going to set it aside. Alright, so our dough has finished proofing. It's doubled in size. Look at that. Alright, so next up is we're going to knead this. Ooh, look how fluffy. Gonna knead our dough.
That's so cool. I thought it was already bread-ified.
Alright, so that should be good. Then we're going to transfer it onto our sheet right here, and then we are going to roll it out. Ooh, look at that.
Okay.
And then we're going to roll it out.
Okay.
Once you have it rolled out about this big, grab your cinnamon sugar mixture. You can just use your hand to massage it.
I missed it.
You did. So make sure that every nook and cranny has been filled with cinnamon sugar. Okay, do not play with your food.
Why not? Makes the process more fun.
I'm just saying.
I
mean, yeah, you can play with your food.
Pretty pizza-y.
Pretty sugary. I'll put a little bit right here. Onto the bald spots. Bald spots. Alright, now I'm gonna bust out the pizza cutter, guys. Pizza cutting time.
Really?
Yeah, for real. Ready? Alright, so we're gonna use our pizza cutter and we're gonna cut this in half at first. Woo! Woo-wee, woo-woo. Let me just move this aside. And then we're gonna cut this into 3 pieces. Oops. Oh well, you guys. Oh well. That's life. We're gonna stack them on top of each other.
Ooh.
Yeah, look at that. All stacked one on top of each other. We're gonna cut it in half right here. I mean, you probably would need a different knife, so I'm gonna grab a different knife. So So you're cutting them up in 6 different pieces. Alright, so now that you have all of that, I have pre-prepared, pre-greased a loaf pan, and we're gonna just stack them up vertically, like so. Alright, so I let the bread proof for an additional about 30 or so minutes. And then I'm going to pop it into the oven at 350 degrees for about 30 to 40 minutes. Alright, so we're making the glaze now while our bread is in the oven. Melt the butter, and then we're going to add in the milk, the brown sugar, the confectioner sugar, and rum extract. I was supposed to use the actual rum, but we didn't have rum and didn't feel like getting rum, so I'm just going to use rum extract. I'm sure I'll be better with actual rum, but I'm going to do rum extract. Add a tablespoon and a half of milk into the melted butter. Add 1/8 cup of brown sugar into the mix. Alright, so once the mixture has been brought to a boil, we're going to add in our powdered sugar, melt it in there, then we're going to add in our rum flavor. There you have it, a really nice glaze. Alright, you guys, here it is, right outside the oven. I just took these out of the oven, nice and fresh and glorious looking. Pour in the glaze. Look at that good looking bread. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Like I said, I'm going to put the link down below and also the recipe down below. I believe Jason really loved it. It was really good. So leave us a comment down below if you've tried this, okay? Thank you. Bye. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Try it. Good.
Oh, that's good.
All right.
That's so good. I could eat it all.
Please don't.